Others' outrage over a light sentence for a driver involved in a crash that killed her daughter is prompting her to take action. Last week, KELOLAND News reported that Mark Begeman received a $120 fine for careless driving in the crash that killed Caitlin Carmen. Part of the problem, prosecutors say, is that laws in South Dakota don't allow for more serious charges. In South Dakota, in order to be charged with vehicular homicide, the driver at fault in the crash must be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Our KELOLAND News investigation reveals that while our neighboring states have updated their vehicular homicide laws, efforts in South Dakota to do so have failed.
I have to do something. I have to.
Barb Olson remains in shock over the criminal case against the driver who rear-ended her daughter, causing her death. There were no signs that Mark Begeman tried to brake or swerve before plowing into the back of Carmen's car. Carmen was stopped with her left turn signal on. The crash pushed her car into the path of an oncoming semi. Carmen's little brother was seriously hurt.
I cannot let any other family sit in a courtroom and be told by a judge that it makes him sick to his stomach, that he cannot do more, but his hands are tied, and he has to only issue a $120 fine.
Begeman was not under the influence of drugs or alcohol, which is a condition that must be met in order for someone in South Dakota to be charged with vehicular homicide.
I just feel that there has to be something in between vehicular homicide and careless driving. There just has to be something else that fits.
If the same deadly crash would have occurred across South Dakota's border, it is possible more serious charges could have been filed. Iowa, Minnesota, and Nebraska all have vehicular homicide laws that can apply even if the driver is not under the influence. Minnesota's law states the driver must act in a grossly negligent manner. A driver can also be charged with manslaughter, but that requires a higher standard of proof. Iowa has a reckless vehicular homicide law, but prosecutors say recklessness is extremely difficult to prove. Iowa has also updated its law that texting while driving is evidence of recklessness. Nebraska also includes reckless driving under its vehicular homicide laws. But when a traffic violation leads to a death, that's a misdemeanor that carries up to a year in jail and/or a maximum $1,000 fine.
Prosecutors need tools that don't limit things such as requiring intoxication.
Attorney General Marty Jackley has made 3 separate attempts to get new laws on vehicular homicide passed in the legislature.
At South Dakota, we can do better. We need to strengthen our vehicular homicide statutes to better protect the public and to have consequences for the really killing a human being.
But so far, South Dakota lawmakers have refused to do that. Olson is hoping her daughter's death may change their minds.
Legislators need to take a look at those cases and say, you know, this particular law doesn't fit the conduct, or this particular sentence doesn't fit really what happened.
Well, there just has to be something changed. There just has to be something I can do so that at least one wrong doesn't happen again.
The family of a U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service worker killed by a drunk driver in Pickstown lobbied the legislature to reform South Dakota's vehicular homicide laws in 2014, but that measure failed. Attorney General Jackley brought the new bills in 2016 and 2017 that also failed to pass.